The San Francisco 49ers have a long offseason ahead, but before any of that starts, we have to lock down our own free agents. On today's episode, we discuss which ones are worth bringing back and which ones we should be letting go. Let's get it.
Hey, you heard it in the background, Jay? What's going on, everybody?
Yo.
I'm having fun.
I was looking at our shows and the stats, and I realized that it has like this, our shows get better the longer they go.
Yes.
Like if you tune in for the first couple of minutes and you'd be like, the energy's off, or this ain't the one. Man, oh man, are you missing some shiznit? Like, the show legitimately gets better as the episode goes on. I don't know how that happens. I don't know why that happens, but it just does, man. What's going on with you, man? You looking good over there today. How you feeling?
I'm doing another better by the day, I guess. Right before the show, I sneezed. I want to know what's the longest you've ever sneezed back to backs. Like, can you beat 7? Because that's a long number.
No, I can't beat 7. That actually, it just happened to me. Probably, I would say it was. Yeah, no, y'all need to be checked. If y'all giving it up like that, y'all need to be checked. Y'all might need an exorcism or something.
Oh, we gon' show you how we party. No? Okay.
I like that song. Up jumps the boogie, the boogie jumps me.
Who is that? Timberland and who?
Magoo. Rest in peace, man. Come on. You tried to. I see what you did there.
I didn't know.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Timberland, Magoo. Me, Missy, and Timbo rock at any tempo. Come on, man. Don't do that.
See, I like sneeze attacks. Like, okay, so let me tell you what I did, I think, to enhance the sneeze attack. Because anytime you do something, like for me, anytime I do something to my nose, like if I rub it too much, I'm gonna sneeze at least 2 or 3 times in a row, right? It's like a tinkling feeling or something. So you got those Vicks vapor sticks. You ever heard of the Vicks vapor sticks? Oh, they the GOAT. Like it. Look, dude, you take the joint. They probably had them since I was a kid, but I ain't like them as a kid. But as an adult, instead of spraying that saline up your nose, which burnt my nostrils inside. Like I felt like I was snorting cocaine, and it burnt literally like the nostrils. So this Vicks vapor stick, you stick it in your nose, you hold one nostril, and you just sniff, right? And so I was like, yes. So it opened me up, but then I felt like it opened me up so much, that I started dripping. And so I'm like, oh, let me go wipe my nose. So I grabbed the Vicks tissue. So it was like Vicks on Vicks. And it just the aroma opened my nose up. And it was hachu, hachu, hachu. I'm good. Hachu, hachu, hachu. Bam. 7 of them joints.
Vicks on Vicks crime, man.
Don't do it.
That's crazy. That is crazy. The
Vicks, but they need to sponsor us, especially since we're on the East Coast. And it is officially, like, winter officially started in February, bro. Like, there was no winter from December through January, but February kicked off. Winter is officially here, Mike.
Yeah. All right, my daughter's going to go get my wife. The guy doing the assessment is done. My dog is in protection mode.
I heard.
Oh, you heard that?
I heard that. It sounded like it was like a.
You gotta do the Mordecai for me real quick. Bear, stay.
Mordecai.
Yo, we was backstage cracking up, man.
Oh my
Mike, let's get into it, bro. Because I definitely gotta get on the road. Mike, I woke up this morning and there was no cellular service for AT&T, yo. I don't I don't know how, dude. I was untouchable. Like I couldn't be reached for since 4 a.m. to the moment I put out a tweet. I promised you, Mike. I tweeted, and I wasn't gonna do this. I wasn't gonna add AT&T, and then I added.
Okay.
I said, "Listen, AT&T, I know y'all make a lot of money. Send one of them rocket ships up to space, fix the satellite, or refund us some bread." The moment I put a refund in there, that shit was fixed, Mike. I like literally. The phone started ringing, and it was AT&T. They're like, "Your phone is fixed, sir." Oh, really?
Yeah. We got your request for your refund. Everything is fine. There's no need for us to send you any kind of fundage back. Thank you for your services.
Timing was impeccable, bro.
And I heard that this was due to a hack.
That's what I heard. That's crazy.
AT&T was hacked. Now, first of all, I didn't even know people were still using AT&T.
Oh.
Now, that's not a shot. I'm not, you know me.
That's not like a shot. That was a stretch.
I use T-Mobile. What do I know about, phone companies and all that? I don't know anything about anything. But
that was kind of crazy.
I remember when AT&T was like the house line phone company.
Yeah, it was definitely the landline.
Yeah, like I remember when Sprint was new and they had like that little pin, like the push pin.
Yes.
It used to fall. It was the commercial thing, like the very tip, right? Mm-hmm. And it was Murphy Brown.
Yo,
was the spokesperson.
Yeah.
So like my brain goes back to that time, and then AT&T got into the Wi-Fi world or the cellular, and then they went back and forth with Singular. AT&T, Singular, and they kept going back and forth. Like for 5 years, it would be Singular, and the next 5 years would be AT&T, and it was back again. And so I couldn't keep up with it.
Like I know a lot of people talk about the hack. Look, like it's bound to happen. It's technology. Like it happened to T-Mobile customers about 5 years ago. I remember their service was down for like a day. Like Verizon, you next. So it's just a merry-go-round. So I can tell you that.
But you know what? We're talking about down services, man. These 49ers are looking at some players that are down and on their way out. So we got to discuss it. Can we please get off the squeaky table? Thank you.
Oh, I thought you were telling me. I was like, I'm not on no squeaky table.
No, it's not you. It's not you. So the 49ers have a long list of pending free agents.
Yeah, I sent you the list earlier, Mike. It's 22 of them suckers, man.
And just how do you what in the world? And first of all, how many of them do we really care about? Like how we
let's do it. Like we got the list.
Okay.
When I tell you this show is no harm, no foul, like for us to, and I say us because I ain't gonna never leave my brother hanging. For us to sit there and make a statement and say how many do we really care about tells you we can give.
I started foul already, right? Okay.
Hey man, Mike don't give up. He just don't. It is what it is.
I didn't even realize I said it like that until you just told me I said it like that.
I should have just shut it up, right? Like
no, that's cool because it's true. It's true, and that was me being nice. But yeah. So I mean, look, we're here now, so let's just go ahead and do it.
Let's do it. Let's start with the quarterbacks. We got 2 free agent quarterbacks. We got Sam Darnold. We got Brandon Allen. Because the question is, like, which key player should the 49ers consider re-signing, right? So you're like, yeah. Like, and you know what? This is bearing salary cap. We don't give a fuck about the cap. Like, at this point, it's not even set yet. The new league year hasn't started. The new money hasn't kicked in, and they haven't restructured anybody's contracts. But we want to know which key players should the 49ers consider bringing back. So, like, we'll go with the quarterbacks. Mike, Brandon Allen, Sam Darnold, they were on cheap 1-year deals. Brandon Allen had the cheaper of the 1-year deal. Are you bringing any of these 2 back?
Nah, bro. There's no need. I mean, Listen,
Whoa. There's no need.
other than us literally needing to have backup quarterbacks, but I would prefer the Niners draft somebody,
Okay.
and I prefer they wait. I tell you what, none of these guys should be a priority. Bring back. I'm
Got you.
okay with bringing one of them back if it's later, like
Right.
we
Right.
got to get through camp and all that kind of stuff. But
Well,
I'm not giving Sam Darnold another contract right now because it's
what
going to
was
cost
Sam
too much.
Darnold's contract just off the top? Wasn't it like $7
$4
million?
million with 3.5 guaranteed.
So total he can make up to $7 million for 1 year.
That was with starting and all that stuff.
But that's not a bad contract. You talking about you don't like I honestly I wouldn't mind if they brought both of these two guys back. Like it's not a bad contract.
It's not a bad contract, but it's Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but you look at these backup quarterbacks. I mean, there's backup quarterbacks that are making double digit the money, like more than what Sam was making. If Sam wanted to come back on another, which I mean personally I wouldn't, but I mean where else is Sam gonna go and get a starting opportunity? I mean this is what his agent's gonna kick in and start to say like, yo man, you can go here and possibly start. You maybe go to Pittsburgh, maybe go to. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's going to be some teams that need a starting quarterback, but okay.
I tell you what, he gave me probably my favorite interview of the whole season.
Okay.
But other than that, I just don't. I haven't seen a need for. And by the way, he was a guy that I was really excited about the Niners getting their hands on. Well, I thought he was going to be a great backup quarterback for the Niners.
I get why you say you don't see the need for him. I didn't see the need for signing him last year either, but we're going to need a backup quarterback. And unless you're feeling like you're more comfortable with getting an undrafted guy, not even drafting quarterback, you don't have to draft quarterback in this draft. I mean, if you're not trying to get one of the cream of the crop quarterbacks, man, I just let all them suckers ride out to the end of the draft. I mean, unless you want to spend pick 241 on one,
Yeah, it's tough for me to it's tough for me to sit and say that I want us to pay any free agent when our starting quarterback is Mr. Irrelevant. Like, let him just come to us now. You know what I'm saying?
No, I do.
Like,
I totally get what you're saying. That's why
I'm all about the late draft, because no matter what, whoever we sign in free agency, it's going to cost more of the cap space than a late draft or undrafted free agent.
But it's unproven, and God forbid something happens. Like that's the devil's advocate you got to play, right? Like God forbid something happens to your starting quarterback, Brock Purdy. At least Sam Darnold can run the system. And
do we?
I mean, he came in for
victory formations.
Nah, he came in for a half. He played the in the Ravens game. He scored the only touchdown, didn't he?
We're gonna do. Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. Okay, I tell you,
it's gonna be part one. I can tell you that right now. This is part one.
We'll give him a pass. It's fine. This might be the offensive side. Yeah, we might just be looking at the offensive side.
Part one. I just realized we're gonna spend all the minutes on this. But look, you know what? I totally agree with you by not spending money on a quarterback, but Kyle Shanahan's gonna do it. But the question is there somebody else that's gonna be available that's better than Sam Darnold, that will take a contract like Sam Darnold? Like, that's the question.
But we're only looking in-house right now.
We are looking in-house, and that's why I'm saying, like, do you move on from him and hope that somebody becomes available?
I think that he's going to cost significantly more than Brandon Allen. Another year in the system, his agent's going to try to sell that. His agent was trying to sell him as a starter when they were whispers. That was with Trey Lance still here. It was, he's not just going to be the backup. He's eventually going to be the starter, and there was all this big talk. His agent's going to try to get him even more money. If he got $4 million last year to sit and ride the pine, what do you think his agent's going to try to get him now? 7, 8?
I don't think they could get him that much, because they got to prove he has, like you just said, he didn't play much football, and he's got to prove that he can play like football. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the only thing that he got going for him was durability, because he didn't have to play last year. Right. But there's no sense. I don't think his agent will be able to utilize that much as a factor. Like his best shot was last year, because when he was in Carolina, before he got, benched for Baker Mayfield like he was, he played a substantial amount of games. All right, let's go to the running backs because there's none. Let's get to the tight ends.
Just to not graze over that, this is the first time we're going to have continuity in the running back room in a long time. Like they're healthy in the season and healthy to start the season.
Well, I mean, there's only like honestly, like when I look at the running back room, there's still one question mark because I don't know if Elijah Mitchell will ever be healthy. At least what we saw his rookie season, that ship may have sailed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're saying because he's had time off, he should be healthy, but I don't know. He didn't. He had 5 carries in the Super Bowl, so there's possibility. But you're right.
More than Ayuk. Sorry,
it is more touches. This is the first time you're right that. Well, the Niners don't have any running back free agents, so that's great. And so you're right. The running back room will return, but I guarantee you there will be some new additions.
Oh yeah, at least 2.
At least two.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the tight ends because we got 2 there as well.
Respectable names in the 49ers community, Ross Dwelley and Charlie Warner. Neither guy have really amounted to anything. I've personally been disappointed with the production from the tight ends outside of George Kittle, obviously. And I don't know if it's due to lack of opportunities, play design, or what. But we got 2 young guys that we just drafted. I say let them both walk.
Yeah, man, you drafted 2 guys. You sat one on the IR. One came in during the down formations. Victory formations. It's time. It's just time to see what these young kids can do. Like, you know what I mean? They're not costing you a lot of money. Why put more money into those guys? Now, listen, I think Ross Dwelley will be back.
He's always coming back, right? He's like the Dante Johnson.
It's the way it's set up. Now, unless this is not a big year of tight ends in the draft or in free agency. So unless there's a team that wants to give him a shot, because I think Ross Dwelley to me is a nice receiving type of tight end. Like I think he can go elsewhere if they saw him in that light and probably get some play out of him. As far as Charlie Warner, he's not a big pass catching tight end, but he did show that he has some hands. But I just don't see these 2 getting contract, being re-signed to the Niners. Not when you drafted 2 guys. And I think you draft another guy this year.
Ross Dwelley will leave here and have a career kind of like Vance McDonald did with Pittsburgh after he left the 49ers.
Okay. We got some pushback too, because Jason Hess says, let Latu walk. And I don't know, Mike, how do you feel about that? Like let the rookie walk that was on IR before the season started?
No. Best route runner of all the tight ends that we have. His hands were questionable. They kind of came on during his last preseason game and they stashed him. He's the most talented tight end in the whole building.
I don't know if he's the most talented. I don't think he's the most talented. I don't think he's the most talented. I think Braden Willis is the most talented because he's the most versatile. So I think you can utilize him differently, but I think the ceiling is higher on a guy like Cameron Latu. But if they get Braden Willis the ball, he can make some plays. How much do these tight ends cost? Not much, but why even put the money into him? Like, why spend that bread? Like, when you got other needs, right? Since we're talking about tight ends, Mike, let's jump to the O-line.
Matt Pryor, John Feliciano, Ben Barth.
Ben Barth, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm going with Feliciano. I liked what I saw from him. I think he would be a good guy to have in the rotation. He would be the only person on that list I'm bringing back. Matt Pryor, I get mad even just seeing his name up here, but it's fine.
Yeah, like Barth or Barch or whatever his name is. I believe he's a restricted free agent. I'm not sure what type of tender the Niners will put on him. I'm not sure any team would be willing to want to give that tender. Like the Niners, what's the tender going to be? 5th, 6th round pick, if that. I don't know. But out of the three names,
Barch. I'm sorry, Barch.
Out of the three names, though, Mike, the one is Feliciano. I think that's your serviceable guy. But now, are you looking to sign him to a multi-year deal, or are you going to try to bring him back on a 1-year deal, kind of like how he signed? That's the question, right?
I mean, he'll be 33, ish, 32, 33-ish years old for the next season. I mean, and his deal this year was only 1 year, $2.25 million.
Just
right? You could bring him back for a 2 or 3 year deal that maxes out at $6 million, and you can make that all signing bonus and call it a day. You know what I mean? Like, how long do you want him around? This doesn't stop you from drafting another center high. This doesn't stop you from bringing up one of your other centers that you already drafted, that you stashed and you've been training. Okay. He doesn't prevent you from doing anything, and then he's a solid plug-in if you need to call his number.
Like I said, this is the guy. This is the only offensive lineman I would look to bring back, mainly because of his versatility. And I don't think he priced himself out like. Oh my God, why do I always forget? Daniel Brunskill did, sort of, because I'm sure the Niners wanted to bring Brunskill back. Then they found Feliciano. So I think they don't make that mistake. But it's funny because I feel like I tell you what though, if the Niners do re-sign Feliciano, he's the starting right guard. All right. So are we done? Oh, wide receivers. We got to get to the biggest.
That was a hell of a statement, man. I'm
just saying, if they re-sign him to a multi-year deal, he's going to be the starting right guard.
Okay, that changes up a lot of the cap space and the financial talk that we were having then.
It does, but it doesn't change up the draft
at all. And that's what's important to me.
Correct. That's what's most important.
It's not going to force us to overpay for another lineman in free agency.
There you go.
We don't have to overpay anybody, and we can leave our draft board set the exact same way we had it with the values where they are.
Bingo. So they don't have to overreach for a guard at this point, but they can find and look for the serviceable best guard for them. Now, guards I want. I'm just saying. It's not that show, but dang, man. There's a kid from UConn that I want. All right, Mike, let's get to the wide receivers.
There's only 3. There's really only one that we need to just have a fallout conversation about. But the 3 are Juwan Jennings, Ray McLeod, and Chris Conley.
See, all right. So I tell you what, I'm re-signing one of these guys. Can you guess which one I'm going to re-sign? I want to re-sign.
I would assume that you're going with Juwan Jennings. I mean, we own the rights already, but that feels like low-hanging fruit.
No, and that's crazy, right? Like the fact that they own the rights makes me feel like Jennings won't walk.
Right.
Does that make any sense? So
yeah, it's almost like don't even list him.
Right, but they have to list him because he's still a free agent. He's just restricted. So, like, what does that mean? Well, that means that the Niners own his rights and they can place a tender on him. So he can go. He is a free agent. He can go and look and get offers and all that type of stuff. And if a team blows them away with an offer, the Niners can do one or two things. They will place a tender on him, which will probably be a 2nd round pick. And so that team, if they're willing to sign him, will now give the San Francisco 49ers that tender, that pick that they placed on him. So, or the Niners can match the deal and re-sign him. Like those are the options. And so it's 7th round pick, flipped to a 2nd round pick. I don't think the Niners bring him back if a team's willing to pay the Niners a 2nd round pick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a flip. Like I don't like flipping stuff, but that's a flip. That's like you buy Jordans for $100, but you sell them for like 600.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Like that's a flip. Like, and so look, that I don't think we have to waste time talking about it, because I just don't think a team is going to be willing to give up a second round pick for Jennings, which lets me know that the Niners want to re-sign him, but they, because of the way, because of his accrued seasons and then restricted title, it's going to be another cheap year for Jawan Jennings, unfortunately, if he stays with the Niners. Let's talk about Chris Conley, though. That's the guy I was talking about. And I do like Chris Conley. I do think that's a veteran you want in this room.
Did he change your mind about him down the stretch?
Absolutely did not. I've been talking about Chris Conley the moment they brought him in and started in training camp. And I was talking about Chris Conley since then. And he just wasn't. Every time Chris Conley was given an opportunity, he found a way to maximize those opportunities.
He damn sure did. And I just felt like I saw a little spark, like just when we called his name the last 5-6 games of the season. Like it's just like, there's that trusted veteran, there's that guy going out there against his former team in the Super Bowl saying, hold up now. Like I'm not done yet. This is a 31-year-old player. He's been in the league for 8 years already. He'll be 32 during next season. Like this is interesting.
That's interesting.
I would not mind bringing him back, believe it or not. I think there's something to the savvy vet, the guy who knows. He's been parts of 2 elite offensive-minded guys. I think that he could bring some value to a young wide receiver locker room, especially one where, we talked about it earlier this week. Maybe we're moving on from a Brandon Ayuk. It's time for us to draft another one. This could be that veteran presence in the locker room that helps these kids prepare the right way for game in and game out situations and scenarios. I wouldn't be mad at bringing him back.
I mean, and if I was told I have to bring one of these guys back, you know what I'm saying? And Jennings is off the table. And now it's coming down to Chris Conley and it's coming down to Ray McLeod. I mean, you're going to lose the return portion.
You're not losing none.
Oh. Well, yeah. I just think we need to figure out how to get Chris Conley back, in this camp. You know what I'm saying? Because God knows, God forbid, you don't know what Brandon Ayuk's going to do in the offseason. Is he going to hold out? All these different types of things. You know what I'm saying? And so this could be an opportunity for Chris Conley to really make a name for himself. And he's a guy that can run the routes down the field. And they started changing up his routes. They started making him do the crossing routes and intermediate route. I don't know if you, like, this is something that he started to progress in, which he typically was just a burner. He was better than Willie Snead. He was better than every other wide receiver, not the top 3.
Okay, I'll give you that. He definitely did something to earn more trust with the coaching staff. Something changed during the year with how they viewed him. I don't know what it was.
You're right. You watched them bench Ronnie Bell, and boom. Now he did drop that touchdown in the end zone, but that's another conversation. But I don't know. It's something about Conley that I like. You know what I mean? He can block. He's a gunner on special teams. Like it, and like I said, that role will change if he decides to, level up.
Yeah.
And
that 2 year
with Brandon Ayuk kind of lingers.
That 2 year, $4 million deal that we just gave to Ray McLeod can definitely go to Chris Conley, and I wouldn't bat an eye at it.
No. And then you talk about who's going to be the return guy. Well, I mean, that's something the Niners will figure it out. Like, I mean, that's Brian Schneider's job. But like at this point, they don't need to just catch the ball, fair catch it, down it, knee it, whatever you got to do. Like, just let it be that. Like, I'm at this point, I'm okay if we never return a kickoff or a punt. Like, I'm okay with it. Like, it's okay. I trust the offense to go out there, get into a rhythm, and do their thing.
Right. Yeah.
Unless they find a guy, like you said, or an undrafted guy. And it's just crazy to me because they had an undrafted guy. I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners look to bring back some of those players that are on rosters that they had in camp. Like once camp starts and all that type of stuff. Like it's going to be an amazing offseason for the 49ers.
It's going to be a lot of fun. That's for dang sure.
That's for dang sure. So, Mike, what we'll do is we'll do part 2. We'll talk about the defense. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Maybe I'll change the graphic for this show, put an offensive player up there, and then switch it up, and
Yeah, we can switch to graphics afterwards on YouTube also.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and then we'll talk about the defense and who we gonna bring back on this defense. But so far, let's just do a quick recap. How many Niners offensively did we bring back? I felt like we got 3, but am I wrong?
So I think we did decide that we would bring back Sam Darnold, right?
Oh, I didn't know we decided that. I just thought we were going back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm not back Sam Darnold, man.
Oh, so you're not. Oh, so you was with me. Okay, because you argued that for a long time. I was like,
but I just because I want reason. Like I want, like, there's pros and cons to everything. But
so then all I got are Feliciano and Conley
and Jennings.
Well, we said he's coming back. Like, it was almost not fair to include him on this list. But yeah, I got you. So then with the restricted free agency thing, do you think Barch comes back also?
It depends on the tender.
Because he's also got that designation, which we don't have to bring them back. We can just let them go.
We can let them go. And like, he's a center. I don't know. Like, with the Niners are sold on Jake Brendel, and why not draft a kid? Like, why not draft? There's several centers in this draft that you can look into. Mike, if there's one person, just to give the community, somebody to look out for that you feel needs to be a 49er in free agency, not even in the draft. You could sign any free agent
from our list,
from the free agency pool of 2024. Who do you want the 49ers to go after?
Oh, damn. You put me on the spot. Of any of them, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I got like magic wand. I could do anybody.
Yeah, just pick, who is your dream?
Chris Jones.
Okay.
Waste no time.
That's cool, because I'm going with Brian Burns. And so, like,
ooh.
You look at them edges, Hargrave better feast. Like, you know what I'm saying? But look, that's just me, if I could wave a magic wand and I ain't got to worry about the money and all that kind of stuff like that. But Chris Jones is definitely a guy. Big Daddy Niner says Joey Bosa. Bosa's not a free agent.
No, he's on the contract. Yeah,
he's still under contract.
They're talking about him being cut, but until it happens, he's not.
We said dream free agent. This is my realistic option, though. I think this is who the Niners go get, Andrew. I think
he's been showing the team love and support and showing up at the games and everything.
Yeah. The fact that he came to a game in his street clothes lets me know that he misses home.
And the fact that they let him on the field to do that breakdown.
Yes.
With the linebackers. Oh man, watch out, man.
Yeah. Wait, man, I know I got to dip out, but Steven Draper says Trent Brown. Would you bring Trent big ass Brown back here, bro? Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for tuning in to No Harm, No Foul. We appreciate you guys. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll talk about the defensive key free agents, who they should re-sign. And it's going to be interesting. I don't see Trent Brown fitting here. And so, not to be disrespectful, you just know he's older, slower, and at this point, he ain't it.
If they bring back Trent Brown after trading him, after drafting Mike McGlinchey, I will lose my mind on camera. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Well, I hope we bring him back then, because I need to see this. I need to see the line loss. No team is safe
yes, when the Niners are on the prowl.
Yes, sir.
I'm Mike. That's Wayne. And this is No Harm, No Foul. Peace.